I did it at the same time as you twos. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
I mean, typically. My shorts are very short right now.
Hot.
They're like up, like half my thigh is showing.
Ooh, you scandalous little bitch.
Skies out, thighs out, baby. How you doing?
I thought about wearing the shorts today, but I was like, fuck it.
It feels good outside.
Yeah, it is really nice outside today. It's like 65, 66 today.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mowing the lawn this morning was a breeze, which is
Yeah.
very nice.
Thankful I have a teenager in the neighborhood who does that for me.
Yeah, we used to, but he just stopped showing up one day. So didn't exactly
Recruit neighborhood children.
Yeah.
And subscribe.
Child labor. Woo.
Subscribe.
And child labor. What?
Wow. No, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much to the Lousy listeners who are tuning in. Thank you to everyone who's joined the Lousy membership.
Thank you.
We are very appreciative of child labor. And we're very appreciative of everybody who's tuned in and subscribed to the channel. Rapidly approaching 1K. If you know anybody who would also enjoy this kind of content, share it with them, show it to them.
Yep.
Literally sit them down, strap them to the chair, and make them watch it.
Take their eyelids open.
Yep.
Now watch.
But you know what? We're going to jump into it because we've heard comments of y'all talk too much beforehand. Y'all need to get to the content.
So here's a 20-minute conversation on the Bee movie.
I actually hate that movie.
I haven't actually seen it.
Fuck that movie, dude. Like,
I've just read part of the script from the many Twitch spams that have popped up. But.
Well, there's a couple reasons why I hate it. One, and we're doing this. One, I'm allergic to bees, so inherently, fuck bees. Two, the movie itself, don't give bees a personality. They're assholes. They're assholes. Okay, they're assholes who collect pollen and fuck other flowers. Okay, that's what they do. They fuck flowers. Think about it. They fuck flowers. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's no reason for us to try and corporatize fucking flowers, man.
Corporatize
fucking flowers. Okay. I ain't with it.
Yeah,
so fuck the bee. Yeah, just put it on my head right here. Turn me to a Hershey kiss, baby. You know what I'm saying? No, fuck that movie. I hate it. And my son watches it all the fucking time too. And I'm just like, anytime I see him watching it, I'm like, I have yard work. Like,
this is where we'll say that bees are an important part of the ecosystem, and we're not saying to kill all bees. Now, like hornets and wasps, fuck those things for sure, but they're all terrible. And they don't fuck flowers; they just fuck each other up. Yeah, so yeah, fuck the bee movie.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe
to the channel.
I wonder how many people clicked off right then. That'll be interesting to see the analytics on that.
Boom. Either that or, you know what, put it in the comments. How do you feel about the Bee movie?
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Let's just jump in. Yeah.
So if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, today's topic is probably our fastest demonetized video to date. All NSFW stuff.
Yep.
So we'll see how quickly we get demonetized on this one. But
naughty on this one.
Yeah. We've already proved some of the titles, and it's definitely interesting.
It's interesting.
So all NSFW, hope you enjoy. But before we even get to that, we have to fist each other.
I mean, no glove.
No glove, no love, dog. I ain't about that. I already got 2 kids, bro. Anyways,
I need to win. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ah, finally, I won one. Good job, buddy.
Hey.
You broke the streak.
Broke it.
How's it make you feel?
Feels good. Feels good. It's been a while since I had a dub. Anyway, shall we?
Revel in it. It's the only time you'll ever feel that ever again. Let's jump in. Right. NSFW. Here we go.
Feels weird reading first. Am I the asshole for being mad at my husband for having a quote-unquote threesome? Starting off spicy.
Scandalous.
Throwaway because some of my friends have read it too. To start my story off, let me give you some background info. I am a woman. My husband is a bisexual male, leaning more towards straight, but is still bi. We have only recently gotten married about 9 months ago. Before we dated for a couple of years, before we dated for a couple of years, my husband has always wanted to have a threesome with another bi man, as he could please both of us. I wasn't too comfortable with doing this, but last week, I finally agreed. My husband is very in with the LGBTQ plus community in our area, so he knew exactly who he wanted to join us right away.
That's a red flag.
That's a big red flag, yeah. We scheduled to have this event partake 3 days after my agreeing at the friend's house, who we will call Jim.
Okay.
Now fast forward to 4 days ago, the day of the threesome. I was very nervous, but my husband was excited to finally be able to have a good man in him, as he said. Is it hot in here? We got to Jim's house and were brought inside. We had a few drinks and then started. I don't want to make this too NSFW, but what I will say was that both of them were involved with each other and me in multiple ways. But I guess my husband wanting for men was more than I expected, because after a few minutes of foreplay and intercourse, it turned into my husband and Jim just having normal sex. I saw what was happening, grabbed my clothes, ran out of the house into my car, and drove away almost in tears. Some people might see this as an overreaction, but in my mind, all my husband was doing was cheating on me with another man. I later texted him and told him he could stay at Jim's house overnight. He wasn't welcome here. Later the next day, Jim dropped my husband off, who was not apologetic at all. He was mad at me for driving away, saying that he did nothing wrong and that he just wanted to satisfy his needs. Most of our other friends also sided with him, saying that he needs a man every now and then. So what do you think, Reddit? Am I the asshole for having a threesome with my husband after his friend, with my husband and his friend?
Read the edit.
Edit, just to clarify, we are no way at all in an open relationship. Ooh. That's...
I'm going to say... everyone sucks.
I think I'm inclined to agree with that.
And the reason is this is not textbook cheating. No. I don't feel like this is cheating at all. I feel like this is a miscommunication. And it's that last line where you're no way in an open relationship. It sounds to me, just based off the context, that the husband wanted to have more of an open format to their marriage. Where he could effectively get some dick when he wanted, but have her involved too, because he wanted his wife involved. Based on the context she provided, in the moment, she felt left out.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not one to sit here and say I've ever had sex with a man. Not ever going to say I would. Not saying it's a bad thing. Do your do. But in those events, it almost to me feels like, there should have been communication as to like what to expect. Anything could have happened where she could have been involved with that, but she ran away. If she was uncomfortable with it, that's something that really should have been voiced and formatted beforehand. As you and I have discussed before, especially in open relationship formats, in any kind of relationship format, you need to have good, strong
communication.
Asshole. You need to have good, strong communication. Sounds like it was like that all the way up until the day of. He didn't try and stop her. He was in the heat of the moment. She left. I don't necessarily think it's an overreaction, but she definitely could have reacted better.
Yeah.
I think it's a heat of the moment reaction. I think even Jim should have stopped as well and be like, hey, your wife just ran out the door. Like,
yeah.
But to the same point that you and I said, when he knew exactly who he wanted, that was a red flag too.
Yeah. Man, threesomes just always seem so sketchy is the best word I can think of, because unless you are both very open people and are fine with kind of things like that, inevitably somebody gets left out at some point. You know, you can do different positions all at the same time, but inevitably I think it's happening. And if there's already somebody that's already kind of on the fence about it, I think that it should have just not even happened.
Yeah, cut it off.
Like, yeah. So yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm going to say everyone sucks as well.
I'm not even leaning on this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because, like, they should have communicated. Jim should have said, hey, but yeah. And honestly, my wife and I have talked about things like that before. It's like, you know, if presented with the opportunity, would we do it? Right. Just like the little hypothetical things. And we both said no, because of situations potentially like that. That, and two, it's a lot of fucking work to fuck one person as opposed to it is to fucking two people. I ain't got the stamina for that. I'm in my 30s.
That's on a t-shirt. That's going on a t-shirt.
Going on a t-shirt.
I ain't got the stamina for that. I'm in my 30s. It's true though.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of coordination. You got to have the exact right kind of people. Like, I don't think it's ever really worth it.
And that's where, like, in this whole scenario, I think they should have just shut it off, you know, to what we said well before. The fact that they didn't is definitely something that bothers me, because when it comes to the, like, good, strong communication in a relationship or in a marriage, you have to be able to tell your partner no if you don't feel comfortable doing something. Even if you don't think they're going to like that you said no, you have to be able to tell them no. And in this vein, like, she wasn't comfortable. You could tell she wasn't comfortable the whole time. She even said she wasn't comfortable the whole time, but she never said no.
Yeah.
She leaned into it and said, okay, let's do it. And he was 1000% in on it because it's something that he wanted to do. But he also has to know, like, if your partner says no, no means no. Like, you can't force your partner into something that they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. You chose to marry that individual. You know, you both make decisions together now, period.
Yep.
And I'm glad she clarified that they are in no way in an open relationship, because if they were, that's a whole different ballgame. You know, open relationships, polyamory is a beautiful thing, especially if you can handle it.
Yeah.
Like,
most people can't.
Most people can't, but I know a lot of people who do, and it's awesome. Like, they date multiple people. They are in love with a few people. Like, it's just how they operate, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're not in that, and a situation like this arises where your husband wants to experiment and feel himself again, and all this boils down, like, I think her running, like, she could have easily grabbed her clothes, gone to the other room, or at least said something before going to the other room and be like, hey, look, you know what? This is going in a direction I don't feel comfortable with anymore. I'm stepping out.
Yeah.
That gives her husband and Jen the opportunity to go, hold on a second. Because granted, like, they should have reacted when she, like, ran out the door.
Yeah.
But if she had given them a chance to talk and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, have her and her husband sit down and be like, is everything okay? We talked about this, something going on. You can open that dialogue.
Yeah.
But she didn't. She was like, nope, I'm out, and you're fucking staying away from here. Fuck you. Like, no, you chose to go down that path. I do think that was an overreaction. I think you could have communicated better, and I think everyone sucks.
Yeah, everyone sucks here for sure.
But
everybody else said
not the asshole. And I'm curious what these comments are going to say here.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I know why. So, what the fuck? Most of our other friends also sided with him, saying that he needs a man every now and then. Then he divorces you and lives the single life. This is like saying it's totally okay for heterosexual married men to have multiple female lovers because they have urges. Not the asshole. OP, nothing about this is okay. Nothing. That he just wanted to satisfy his needs, for fuck's sake. That, like, I mean, if he's just saying that, like, yeah, that's not a great way to approach that. I'll agree to that part. But you still suck in your own
unless
they had talked about it.
Unless he had talked about it.
Yeah.
And also, unless she had also agreed to it as well.
Yeah.
In the sense of she needs to satisfy her needs too. Like, this is an NSFW episode, so I can be more open about this. When it comes to sex, you have to be able to have that conversation with your partner about each other's needs.
Yeah.
You may have someone who's very adventurous and someone who's very vanilla. Guess what? If the very vanilla individual is not okay with the adventurous individual going out to a fucking I don't know, a swinger party or whatever. Like, you're not doing it, period. Yeah. You married, you chose to do that with your partner. That's where it ends. Like, I don't think that that's a fair thing to say that just because he wants to satisfy his needs, because that feels very one-sided from the original post.
Yeah.
Where it feels like an attack of like, okay, so what about you? Did you express your needs? Did you express where you're feeling? I agree that he shouldn't just go satisfy his needs. That's a very one-sided affair. It's not fair to the OP at all. But did you talk to him about yours too? Did you openly have that conversation? Because if you didn't, you are withholding.
Yeah.
You need to be able to have that conversation with your partner, period.
Definitely. Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of that.
Unless both partners are really into it, it's pretty much cheating with an audience. I disagree. It's not cheating with an audience. I think that this goes back to communication. If he had gone and just been like, yeah, fuck you, like whatever, I'm just fucking this man, regardless if you like it or not, that's cheating.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He was very open and honest with his partner about it.
Although, would you say that once, like, of course, we don't know what happened after she left, but like if they just kept fucking after she left, you know, then at that point it's like,
that's where I'm saying everyone sucks.
Yeah.
Because that part is where everyone sucks, because he should have kind of woken up in that moment and be like, oh shit, let me see what's up with my wife. But instead he was busy getting his rocks off. That's where he gets shitty. Like he fucked up really bad there, and I'm not denying that. Yeah. But I don't think it's cheating with an audience. So.
Not the asshole. You shouldn't have agreed though, because it clearly made you uncomfortable.
That I agree with.
Yes. That being said, your reaction was expected because you've never wanted this in the first place. A bit unfair because, again, you did agree, but not surprising. His reaction, however, was a dick move. Very selfish, in my opinion, because it seems to me like all he's wanted for a while is to fuck a dude and have an excuse for it, which sucks. Did you guys talk about this before dating/marriage? Wondering if OP responded to that. It's not looking like it.
No.
Yeah, the fact that he was all great. I have just the guy in mind. Let's do it tomorrow. When you were only accepting reluctantly means he wasn't thinking about you very much. Yeah,
valid.
Yeah,
I agree.
That,
we 100% red flag.
Sure. Yep.
Am I the only one who is not surprised this went horribly wrong? No.
Yeah, everybody. Like we saw that one coming a mile away. Here we go.
Everyone sucks here. You did agree to go through with it, but then you just couldn't and backed out. He did want to go through with it, but also bad that he didn't stop to go check up on you. That's exactly what I said. Honestly, though, it seems like he wants to be with a man every once in a while, and this works with some people, whether it be a relationship or threesomes, but it seems like this wouldn't work for you. You both need to explain what you want, and if you can't come to an appropriate agreement, I'd suggest ending things.
Yeah.
That is the most sound comment so far, in my opinion, because it allows for the opportunity of communication to happen between the two partners and recognizing the wants and the needs and moving forward.
Yeah. I think that's a good one to end it on.
Yep.
Next. Moving on. This one's you, buddy.
Am I the asshole for emasculating a guy by making a racist comment? I'm going to read this it should say. Am I the asshole for emasculating a guy by making a racist comment? This is going to be a slippery slope. Hi, I'm not a normal Reddit poster, but my husband suggested here. I, 27 female, am an African American. My husband, 27, is a born and raised Italian, both state bound for now. I speak fluent Italian as I grew up with an Italian nana who taught me since I was still in diapers. My husband and I were out at a small social gathering, and when I was hanging out with the wives, how we met our husbands came up, and someone mentioned it must be hard to learn a new language. I explained in the same story I always do. I had an older lady who was like a third grandmother to me, and when I was young, I begged her to teach me pasta. So I'm pretty fluent, which is what my toddler-sized mind linked together as Italian. Everyone at the table laughed because it's a cute story and kind of a strange way to learn a language. However, this guy whom I've never met stated it was racist. I explained that I was just a toddler, and I put two and two together when Nana made food, which is her only grandchild was a lot. He said that as an Italian American, it's racist against his people, and that I shouldn't tell the story because it's just as bad as calling someone the N-word. Oh, shit. I honestly was speechless before asking him forgiveness in the Italian to make it more personal. He looked confused, so I asked him again in Italian while explaining I had no harm behind the story. It's just a cute story. The guy still looked confused, so my husband asked where the other guy's family was from. The guy stated he didn't know his great-granddad or something was Italian. I maybe should have been quiet, but instead stated, oh, I have more Italian in me after a couple of drinks. I'm going to read that one more time. I maybe should have been quiet, but instead stated, oh, I have more Italian in me after a couple of drinks, which caused the rest of the table to start laughing hard at the guy who a few minutes later left in a huff. A lot of my friends stated it was funny and the guy shouldn't dish out, but a few said that I took it too far with the NSFW joke. So internet, am I the asshole? That's a quality joke.
That's a fucking W, dude.
That's a great joke.
Oh my God.
This one seems pretty easy.
I'm going to say not the asshole.
I'm not the asshole.
I mean, because the guy is just being a dick. Like, he doesn't know for sure if he's even fucking Italian. Like, he's just being a dick for the sake of being a dick. And then also, like, comparing that to the N-word. No, you don't fucking do that.
Well, okay, so hang on a second. We are both two very, very white
with
males.
Yeah.
And so we're never going to know what that experience feels like. However, like someone could sit here and call us cracker all day long. It doesn't have the same connotation.
No.
But we can't sit here and say that one racist comment is worse than the other.
No, but I'm just saying.
But with him justifying that, saying like, it's just like that, like.
No, it's not.
That's not first of all, that's not a comment you make at a party.
Yeah.
Like you're picking a fight.
Like, I just don't get why he's so upset about it.
This, you know what this guy reminds me of? And it's not even because of the Italian. This guy reminds me of one of those very, very like nerdy douchebags who wear like fucking collars with the fucking pinstripe vest and a fedora, who's like, my lady, don't talk to me that way. Like, he just gives me this vibe of like, I know more than everyone at this table, and I'm gonna prove it. And he got shut the fuck down. Like, especially when she started talking Italian, and the man's like, huh? Dude. Like, take your L and go the fuck home.
Yeah, which sounds like he finally did, thankfully. But yeah, I don't see where this is somebody being an asshole. Like,
no,
it's all it is defending yourself. And then when you try to apologize, realizing the guy's just being a dickbag. So
yeah, no, OP, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. And
everybody
else
said
actually not the asshole.
Yeah.
Which,
I'm going to read the edit here. Quick edit as recommended by husband. Thanks for the not the asshole. I never thought I was the asshole for telling my story. It is one I hold dear, and a lot of people I tell it to think it's the funniest thing because children are funny, and word association is funny when it comes to children. I want to pause there for a second. Absolutely. I'm not saying my kids are going around running around saying racial slurs because they don't know what those words are.
Yeah.
But it's always funny when you hear like my son, my oldest, when I'm playing video games, I don't hold back sometimes. I do cuss. And sometimes I don't recognize he's heard me. And there'll be times where he'll be playing with his toys and be like, God damn. And I'm like,
nope.
That sounds just like me. Yeah. No, we don't say that. Like, and it's funny because kids don't understand.
Yeah.
Kids are not going to understand the social the social cons. Yeah, that's the word I should say. The social cons of what these words hold and the value in which they go towards. Like, they're never going to process that. So this story, you were a kid, like you were telling this as the idea of a toddler and how you got to where you are with the language that you know. Like that, very simple, discreet, and cute and funny. So I mostly felt kind of bad about the NSFW joke afterwards, as my social interactions, like many, have been messed up due to the pandemic. Both my husband and I are sassy people by nature, so I sometimes speak faster than I think. And I by no means wanted the guy to feel less than, as this was my first time meeting him. I was told that he only started acting like this since taking an ancestry test a few years ago. My husband 100% adores the pasta story and tells a lot of people. My wife learned Italian by pasta, which opens the floor to tell the whole story. He was the one laughing the hardest at my joke and now asks if I want some Italian or pasta whenever he wants to snuggle.
Hey.
He only recommended I post it here because he didn't think I did anything wrong, and most people wouldn't believe it either. Thanks again for getting me out of my head. Grazie. Also, those DMing me, please stop. I'm happily married and will not reply. Hey, that's fair.
It's Reddit.
It is Reddit.
Yeah, we're not exactly surprised. Let's see some of these comments.
Oh, I have more Italian in me that after a couple of drinks, that's hilarious. Not the asshole. He fucked around and found out.
Yep.
Facts.
Honestly. Not the asshole. As John Mulaney said, if you're comparing the badness of two words and you won't even say one of them, that's the worst word. Which is basically what I was trying to say
Valid.
earlier. Yeah.
Not the asshole. Americans who are obsessed with being Italian or Irish or Polish because they had one great grandparent who immigrated from that country 100 years ago are pretty much the worst, to be honest. So I'm going to say something to this comment here. I have, and you and I have talked about this. I have done my history of my family.
Same,
I'm very much Scot-Irish in that area, and then I do have some bloodline that like distant relatives who come from like the Danish side of things.
Yeah,
like. But you don't see me going around toting a fucking like Irish flag or or like screaming in Scot or whatever. Like I'm not. No, just because my blood runs that direction doesn't mean I had to be like, you can take my land, but you can never take my freedom. Like I'm not William Wallace out here. God damn it! Like it just doesn't make sense to me why people act like that. Like if you want to have pride in yourself, great.
Yeah.
But understand that pride does not excuse you from being an asshole.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it's the same thing for me. I mean, I took mine and mostly Irish English, and then there's like a vein of like Scandinavian of some variety. I'm not going to go around with Viking horns on, raping and pillaging villages. You know, like it's like such a small percentage that I'm not claiming that first. I'm going to be like I'm American now. You know, my family's kind of on the English-Irish side of things, but you know, I'm not. I'll put on an Ireland shirt on St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up, by the way. And you know, I'll be like, "Yay, drinking!" and and that's about it. But you know, I'm not going around dissing people for having a tenth of my blood being a certain way. You know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think this is pretty.
Yeah, nobody's
pretty
going to say yes, the asshole to this. Like at all, unless maybe that guy happened to comment. But hey, everyone, thanks for watching the video so far. While you're here, click the subscribe button to become a Lousy listener, and also click that join button. For $2.99, you can have access to exclusive emotes and also get some cool features like interacting with Joe and I. Also, click the link in the description to join our Discord. Back to the video.
I just like I'll never understand.
I won't either. Yeah,
just dude, take your fedora on home. You're up, buddy.
Next up, am I the asshole for telling my friends that a former friend and classmate of ours has an OnlyFans?
The irony. The fucking irony. Facebook.
I was browsing one of the kink-related mildly NSFW subs here on Reddit and saw a familiar face, a former high school classmate of mine that also briefly dated one of my friends, Mark. She wasn't nude in her posts, but she was also advertising her OnlyFans page, and naturally, I clicked that shit. I didn't subscribe, but it was easy to figure out she poses as a dom and posts related content. Jackpot. I thought a prime opportunity to give Mark a good ribbing and have a laugh. And that's precisely what we did. I posted the link on our group chat, 5 guys I kept in touch with since high school ended. And we all ended up poking some good-natured fun at our friend. In the process, however, we did say some unsavory things about her as the discussion evolved. Apparently, word got out after that discussion, and pretty much our entire former class found out. I think I have an idea how it happened. One of my friends is now married to his high school sweetheart, and they've kept in touch with more people, but not much I can do about it. And since the entire class found out, she found out. She called me the other day telling me to go fuck myself for outing her like that. I told her that it wasn't my intention and that I'd normally apologize, but since she told me to go fuck myself, she can forget it and that I don't feel bad in the slightest. And then she said I did it on purpose because I hate women or some shit. And threw those unsavory things we said in the group chat in my face. No idea who shared the convo with her, but whatever. I apologized for participating in that discussion, but told her that she only has herself to blame for the outing. I maintained that it was on her and not on me. And that even if it was even on me, I did nothing wrong. I just shared a public profile that she knowingly created, fully aware of the risks. She called me some names, saying I'm a loser for finding her profile in the first place, and that because of me, her parents now found out before she could tell them. which I guess was a fair point. We live in a very conservative culture. I told her I feel sorry for her parents then and to apologize to them on my behalf, but that I had nothing more to say to her. She started threatening about telling my own parents and my girlfriend that I'm into that kind of content she creates, but I hung up on her before she could finish. I blocked her, of course, immediately after.
The edit, you can go ahead and read as well.
The most common complaint is that we're all a bunch of slut-shaming misogynists, and I wanted to address it. Bit of a thing. Not what happened. We mainly talked about her looks, questioning whether she really makes money off of it because she isn't the most attractive. Oh, buddy. And we also called people who'd pay for her idiots, which I suppose is also an attack on her, but not what I'm accused of here. And we also made jokes about how she misses out boys.
I don't know.
This is our boy so much because didn't he say it was an ex? Something like that.
I think so.
That briefly dated one of my friends, Mark. Yeah. Let's see. Now
This is our boy so much that no one else compares.
And she had to turn the tables on men entirely. Mark refused that he ever submitted to her, so we assumed that that's being a dom is a new development for her. I also made various penis envy jokes. That was more or less it. We weren't the classiest, but we did not shame her for selling her body. Also to the people wishing for my mother and girlfriend to learn their son/partner is a poof or something. I'm afraid I'll disappoint you a lot. I'm into feet. That's my vice. I mean, just come on out with it. She posted on a foot-related subreddit, and that's how I found her. My friends obviously asked how I found the profile, and I had to come clean, so I did get my fair share of taunts about liking feet. My girl knows. My mother probably won't give a shit if she ever finds out. Sorry. I recognize I have some part to blame here. Not hard not to after 12,833 yes, you're the assholes. Just wanted to clarify some things that people obviously miss.
Based on that statement there, we can already say everyone says
asshole.
Asshole. Yeah. I
kind of want to go everyone sucks here.
Okay, so I'm going to go through my thought process just very quickly because this was a reader and we've already spent a lot of time reading this. I was going to say not the asshole. I was going to say not the asshole because there's nothing wrong with someone sharing a public profile.
Yeah.
There's also nothing wrong with ribbing some good jokes. Period.
Yeah.
There is zero things wrong with having a group chat in which you and your homies have your talks. Everyone's got the group chats. Trust and believe, because I know we have a primarily a large audience of females. Dudes have group chats. I'm sure women have group chats too. You talk about a lot of dirty, nasty shit in there sometimes. There was nothing wrong with that at all. Then the argument happened.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone sucks. Because I don't think the guys in the group chat suck. Everyone talks. I think OP and her are assholes because when you have an OnlyFans, if you do not want it to be public knowledge, you do run the risk if you post it publicly.
Yeah.
Reddit is a public platform, a public forum, if you will. Hell, we were just talking about someone we mutually know who posts on their Facebook.
Yeah.
It's public domain. It's public knowledge. You're going to get outed, even if you don't want to. I don't think it was his right. Or actually, no, he didn't even tell anybody else. He just told the friends.
No, yeah. He said that he thinks that it's because one of the friends married his high school sweetheart and they still talk to pretty much everybody they went to high school with. And so then that naturally got out because that's how high school works.
Correct. So he didn't even out it to anybody else. He just told the core group.
Yeah.
And from there, let it ride. If she didn't want, and this is the truth of the matter, and I know the comments are probably going to destroy me for this, but if she didn't want to get out, don't post publicly.
Yeah.
Period. I know a few people who have had OnlyFans. There's nothing wrong with it, first of all.
Nothing at all, yeah.
If you got the stones, metaphorically or physically, to post your nude body online, fucking full send it.
Yeah, especially if you can make some good money off of it. Hell
yeah. We were literally talking like, hey, ain't nothing against it. Like, secure your bag. If you can, I've even said this before. I've seen those Instagram reels. I'm sure you've seen them too, where it's like you'll see a chick and a dude, like, and the dude looks just like us, and the chick is very hot, and you'll see them dancing, and she's like, "I clear $4 million a month" or something like that, and he's like, "And I clear 400,000 just being able to hold the camera," or some shit like that. It's like, I 100% would.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Like the money's there.
Yeah, or even if you're just doing it just for the fuck of it, like who cares? Who
There's
honestly
nothing
cares?
wrong with it.
Like.
But she became an asshole by going after him because she wanted to maintain anonymity.
Yeah.
Honey, you can't maintain anonymity if you're going to be posting publicly.
Yeah.
There are ways to hide your link. Like you can specifically go and make sure your link is geo-locked to certain areas and hidden in others.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you are excluded, from everybody. Someone's going to find it.
Yeah. The internet is very public.
Yeah.
So very public.
I side with you. Everyone sucks here.
Yeah. I just, everybody's just kind of being a dickbag here, at least between the OP and the OnlyFans person.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, everybody is going to talk, and it's not like he was trying to go out and spread that info. If anybody, the biggest asshole here is the one that talked to the rest of the high school class.
Correct.
Cause I mean, at the end of the day, maybe don't talk about looks, but
they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Go down to the edit.
We did not shame her for selling her body. What they did say though, let's see.
Oh, because she isn't the most attractive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's asshole. Yeah.
That's where it gives me even more asshole, right? Because I'm like, but still, everyone sucks.
I mean, but the thing is also important thing too. Good on them for not slut shaming her.
Yeah.
Like slut shaming is not cool.
No.
We don't agree with it at all. We fully agree. Like, look, if you want to fuck.
Yeah.
If you want to be promiscuous, be promiscuous. If you want to have an open relationship, make sure you talk to your partner. Just things like that. Like being able to do that. Like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a slut. Like being a slut can be fun.
Yeah.
I lived my slut years. I remember those years very well. It was a lot of fun. There's nothing wrong with it. What is wrong with it is when people start to shame you for that, and they clearly did not do that. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
they like. I'm glad he clarified. Like they did not do that. They did. He was very clear about like what we did say was kind of shitty, but we did not slut shame her. Like,
yeah.
Also solid for you coming out and talking about how you like feet. I'm not down with that.
I mean, and that's like a bit of a redeeming quality. He's like, hey, this is how I found it. I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. Like I'm into this. I was on it, and that's no big deal. If you like feet, you like feet.
Yep.
You're going to go to Reddit to find feet because there's
absolutely
plenty of feet stuff on Reddit. Not really a feet guy myself, but hey, good on you. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see these comments because this is going to be interesting.
You're the asshole. No doubt about it. You are entirely at fault, and she's correct. You were indeed looking at that type of content. You don't get to judge her for creating it when you consume it. It's also incredibly gross that you and your friends decided to say some unsavory things about her in your creepy little chat. She's right to go off on you. You should apologize profusely and basically beg her not to tell your parents and girlfriend about your attitude toward women, that you like women, like looking at content like this for your own enjoyment, but also enjoy degrading the people who create it. I'm going to say something real quick. I don't agree with all of that because he was very honest in his post.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to say, and this goes to everybody who watches. Everybody has a group chat.
Yeah.
If you're not in that group chat, there's a reason you're not in that group chat.
Ooh, we're going there. Okay.
I'm going there. Yeah. When you start saying in your creepy little group chat, here's the thing. Not like everyone's got the group chats to have conversations. Not all of it's going to be like this, but there are conversations that are had.
Yeah.
Just remember when people like this say your creepy little chat, that means they don't have any, and there's a reason why. So I'm just going to go out and say that that's completely wrong. Like,
yes, of course you're the asshole. It was none of your business, and the glee you have shown taking her down makes me think that she was right about your views on women.
Taking her down?
You frequent those forums, yet you are somehow better than her. No, that's
he didn't take her down. He just told his homies.
Hey, yo, check this out.
How many times do we send links to each other?
A lot. Yeah.
Yo, look at this real quick.
We're about to be roasted in this comments, but
oh yeah, 100%. Bring it on. Obviously, you're the asshole. Did you really think that making fun of her in your group chat? Okay.
Yeah, don't make fun of her.
Making fun of her was a dick move.
Yeah. 100%.
But talking about the link was not. Like, sharing the link was not. And like you said, and I agree with you, the dude in the group chat who did, like, spread that knowledge, they're an asshole.
Yeah.
They're the dick.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily the dude. I mean, there's definitely a lot of assholes in the situation. The dude told his significant other about it, and then the significant other went out. So it's classic fucking high school. You tell one person, and then it spreads like wildfire. And so
I'm going to give a little bit of knowledge for the people who are watching. Because I have a friend, we have a friend actually, who worked in this field. They made notion to say that she was a dom, right? It sounds like, and this could be the case based on their comments and what they were saying about the people who subscribe to her channel and subscribe to her thing. It could be that she's a fin-dom, a financial dom, where these guys and gals will pay her to degrade them, like just to have her attention, things like that. And typically, more often than not, those individuals are known as pay pigs or just pigs in general. And because you'll hear a lot of terms of like, you know, pay me piggy. That's really like, it does get pretty degrading. It sounds like that's what she does based on their comments.
Maybe.
But
I'm not even going to get wrapped up in the...
But what I am going to say is this. That doesn't justify you being able to make comments like that about her.
Yeah, no, yeah, you don't talk like that about people at all. A lot of this are... You're definitely the asshole for saying those things. But...
I just realized something very important here. We have to take into account the year and the culture of that year. This was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Height of 2020. OnlyFans was very frowned upon back then.
I mean,
2019, 2020, if you had an OnlyFans, it was very much frowned upon. Yeah. So the realistic nature is in 2024, we can sit here and say, secure your bag, honey. You know, do your thing. Back then, she may have actually been very well, like, you know, very, very concerned with her anonymity. Still, again, the same concept we said earlier. It's a public platform. Like, you do run the internet's very public. You're going to run the risk of getting out. But
yeah, this one seems to be the most level-headed, from my opinion. You're the asshole. You are correct in that if she's making content like that and putting it out there, then she has to expect it to become public knowledge, and that there will be people who shame her over it. There is no privacy on the internet, and she should not have expected it. That said, you're the asshole because you didn't have to be that person, the one who found out, shared it, and shamed her. You're happy enough to be looking at it, so you could have left off by showing your friend quietly and left it at that. Instead, you talk shit about her and shamed her. You are a massive asshole for that part. So I'll lean a little bit more on that one, but like, again, still the reactions on the other side of it is everyone sucks. Yeah.
Shaming her is a very broad term. However, I would say they did say some unsavory shit.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. At least, like and you made a valid point. That's the most knowledgeable, logical statement so far.
Yeah.
I think that ultimately this comes down to she had unfair expectations of trying to remain anonymous. He like it's sending it to the group chat and talking and such. He could have left it the link and be like, yo, look who I found.
Yeah.
And leave it at that. The unsavory shit wasn't cool. Her approaching him the way she did, not cool. Making allegations like that, not cool. He could have easily walked away from it, but that's taking the moral high ground. Not cool.
We don't like those takes.
We don't like those takes. I think it just all around everyone in this entire scenario sucks.
Yep.
So that's just me.
Not going to beat that one anymore.
Last one.
Last but not least.
Am I the asshole for telling my coworker to fuck off for showing me Waluigi porn?
The title on this one alone, I was just like, we need to read this one.
Yep. I, 20 male, struck up a friendship with a coworker of mine, 26 male, because he seemed socially awkward and never went out of his way to make friends. We ended up finding out we had a mutual interest in Reddit, so he followed me. I like to shit post when I'm bored, and one day when I was bored, I decided to shit post on an unpopular opinion sub that Waluigi is sexy as hell. There was no point to it. I didn't structure it or put in any effort at all, and it ended up getting removed anyway. I just wanted to see how some people on Reddit would react to a really weird post for some cheap laughs. Why I did it? Shit, I don't know. The next day, he said it was hilarious and we had a good laugh about it. I got back to work thinking that was the end of it. It was not. He started making sexual comments about Waluigi at the weirdest times possible, like when customers were nearby, managers were nearby, or I was just trying to focus on doing my job. One time I ran into him while stocking shelves and asked how he was doing, and he said, good, but it'd be better if Waluigi were railing my asshole right now. While a customer was standing 10 feet away. The customer heard it, but thankfully just made a weird face and left. I quietly told him to not say things like that when customers were around, but he laughed and walked away. Sometimes at random moments, he'd come up behind me and moan, wah, into my ear, catching me off guard. Oh my God. Every time I tell him to cool it, he'd say nothing, laugh, and get back to work. What started off as a lighthearted shit post was beginning to escalate into full-blown Waluigi erotica. One day he came up to me and said, I have something I think you'd like, and lifted up his uniform to show a Waluigi shirt he had on underneath while licking his nips and looking me dead in my eyes. I told him he was taking this way too far. I don't actually think Waluigi is sexy, and he needs to stop. He said, it's okay to be in denial, laughed, and walked away. 4 days after that incident, he handed me a folded sheet of paper while I was helping a customer and said, this is really important, and walked away. I finished helping the customer and then opened the paper. It was a drawing he made of Waluigi getting doggy style by Bowser, who, for some reason, had a dick bigger than his entire body. This wasn't some messy sketch he scribbled in a minute or two. He put effort into this. I told him to fuck off and stop being so creepy. He stormed off, and a few minutes later, his sister, who also works at the grocery store, came up to me and cussed me out, claiming I was a horrible person. I explained to her the entire situation. She said that he has special needs. I said having special needs isn't an excuse to be creepy, and I politely told him multiple times that what he was doing wasn't appropriate. She called me an ableist, then stormed off. Am I the asshole?
Edits just saying that he has the picture. If we want to see it, of course, we won't show it on.
Do we want to see the picture?
I mean, we've gone through this roller coaster already. I feel like we need to.
Okay, future Sam. Here we go.
We're gonna close the close the center part of the screen.
Oh no, I'm not prepared for this. Oh no. That's detail.
The Bowser's actually pretty good.
That's
minus
detail.
The giant dick.
That's detail. There's no veins. No veins.
So that means he's not even in his final form. We may or may not have a link somewhere. We'll think about it. Going back to this though.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. No, he's very clearly tried to make polite efforts. At that point, it might have just been go to HR.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if he's doing, especially the t-shirt thing. No.
There's one problem here. It sounds like this is a family-run grocery store.
That we don't know. I mean, it just says that they work together. So, like, it's hard to say. It's probably just a small town where they, like, you know, the sister also works there, or the sister got him the job there. But the sister's definitely, I know she's defending her brother.
But even after he explained all that and you're still able to defend him?
And then just saying that you're an ableist. Like,
yeah, you're just trying to take. Okay, here's the thing. We don't know if he was special needs or not. That was what was said, right?
I mean, yeah, that's
so. I want my point's gonna have part of that with this for a second.
Okay.
It's unfair to expect someone to know that.
Yeah.
Period. Without prior context, it's unfair for someone to know that. Then, after hearing everything that your brother had done, you're gonna call him an ableist, saying that essentially he was enacting this. He was driving it. All from one fucking post? All this started because he shit posted about Waluigi.
Yeah, well, the ableist is just, that's like a thing being skewed against, or not racist, but like
Look it up. Look at the pure definition of ableist.
It's basically like looking down on people that have discrimination of and social prejudice against people with disabilities based on the belief that typical abilities are superior.
Okay, so I was wrong. So, I was seeing that as enabling. Sorry, I was thinking enabling.
Yeah, not enabling.
That's on me.
Yeah.
Still fucked.
Still fucked for sure. Yeah. I mean, either way, it's.
That's on me for not knowing that. Sorry.
Yeah.
YouTube.
We all learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fucking creepy. It doesn't matter if you are special needs or not. That's not cool. I'd go to HR or the manager or somebody.
Yeah.
If you're doing shit like that.
Especially if you want to save your job, just be very, very specific about what happens. That way they know.
Yep. Everybody else also said not the asshole.
Let's read these comments.
Not the asshole. This guy is the only reason they won't let Waluigi into Smash. He already smashes him too much. Oh my God.
Everyone sucks here. Your coworker for sexually harassing you, you for shit posting and wasting people's time. How do we even know the story is real? Okay. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. What the actual fuck? That's just wrong. What kind of shit-minded idiot would do that? Like, really?
Man, why did I click the picture? Fuck. Not the asshole, but don't add coworker/share social media in general, let alone if you're posting inappropriate content.
Yeah. That's one thing I learned a long time ago is like, don't friend your coworkers if you know that what you do is not socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. Especially, and this is one of the rare times I'll ever say this. When I stream, things get interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least. That's not content I would be openly telling my coworkers, like, hey, come check out my channel.
Yeah.
No. I'm not the asshole. I am fully on board, not the asshole here.
You're the asshole only because you're clearly in denial that Waluigi is the sexiest life form to ever exist. There's the shit posters.
Hell yeah, brother. Wow. Wow, from Maryland.
Wow, from Canada. We're done today.
Yeah.
This is
NSFW complete, done. That's it. That's it.
That picture's gonna haunt my name.
It is.
Now.
Oh Lord, let us know what you think in the comments. I can already tell some of these stories we're gonna get fucking picked apart, dude.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because because YouTube, Reddit, or Reddit YouTube, or however you want to say it, you Reddit YouTube users, y'all are interesting and we love you.
Yep.
We love having you in here. So make your comments. We'll read them. Also subscribe while you're here. Hit the subscribe button behind me.
Yep.
Click the video as well that YouTube recommends. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Later.